In today's news, students debate governance reforms at special sitting of the House of Assembly. BVIHSA says flu season contributing to high volume at emergency room. Fake VISMA site prompts warnings, probe underway. And CLINE challenges Premier's decision to halt commerce in favor of Uber Soca Cruise. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
We mash the gas, them bite the dust. We set the speed while they gathering rust. Inside we heart BVI come first. So please don't be fooled, cause they not like us. Once we mash the gas, them bite the dust. Cause we always fast and we always fuss. If you want real speed, you know who to trust. Somebody better tell them they're not like who? They're not like us. CCT fast, like CCT fast, like CCT just generosity, love the community bad, like CCT fast with the 5G. Cause BVI is we.
Welcome to the Friday, November 21st, 2025 edition of 284 News. I am Jacques Wooding Donovan, bringing you the latest out of the British Virgin Islands. Thank you so much for joining us. Young leaders gave an impressive performance on Friday at a special sitting of the House of Assembly where they showcased their ability to argue governance reforms. Here is a look at how things went down. Students took their seats in the chambers of the House of Assembly on Friday during a special sitting of the second session of the 7th House of Assembly of the Virgin Islands, showcasing the next generation of leaders as they debated key constitutional and governance reforms. The student-led session focused on proposals relating to fixed election dates, the selection process for Premier and Deputy Premier, and the question of whether term limits should be applied to the Premier, among other topics. During the debate, Premier and Minister for Finance Deontay Williams argued that term limits were unnecessary, noting that effective leadership should not be interrupted by arbitrary limits.
As we celebrate 75 years of restored democracy in these Virgin Islands, it is essential that we approach this significant milestone with wisdom, foresight, and a deep understanding of the complexities of governance. At first, term limits may seem like a straightforward solution to ensure fairness and leadership renewal. However, upon closer examination, it becomes evident that this approach could have far-reaching and unintended consequences that could ultimately weaken our system of government. The Premier is just not another elected official. This individual is responsible for navigating intricate international relationships, steering economic development, and safeguarding our financial services industry, and guiding us through national emergencies. Why would we voluntarily remove a proven, effective, and experienced leader simply because a clock runs up?
On the other side, opposition leader and 6th District Representative Caleb Stout supported the argument against expanding the size of the House of Assembly.
Supporters of the reform argue that an all-at-large election promotes fairness by letting every voter influence every seat. But, Mr. Speaker, they overlook one serious consequence. Small communities would be drowned out by larger populations, and local issues could be ignored entirely. Campaigns would be more expensive, favoring the well-known, the well-funded, and the politically established. And and, most importantly, accountability will be weakened. If all 15 representatives are responsible for the entire territory, then who is responsible for Vojgada, the unique issues of Seacoast Bay and Anegada? When everyone is responsible, then no one is truly accountable. Honorable members, the best way for you to understand how this reform is dangerous is through a metaphor rooted in our own islands. Our democracy is like a coconut tree with two sets of roots. The deep roots represent the district representatives firmly grounded in their communities, connected directly to the people, absorbing the experiences and needs of their villages and islands. The wide-spreading roots represent at-large members and who stabilize the whole tree by providing a territory-wide perspective. Together, these two roots allow the tree to stand steadily through political storms, population shifts, and economic winds.
The mock sitting gave students the opportunity to engage directly with parliamentary procedures, debate national issues, and better understand the responsibilities of elected officials. Meanwhile, the BVI Health Services Authority is warning residents to expect longer wait times at the Dr. D. Orlando Smith Hospital emergency room as a spike in patient volume strained services, though urgent cases will continue to be treated immediately. The BVI Health Services Authority is facing a major issue at the Dr. D. Orlando Smith Hospital. It has been reported that the emergency room at the hospital is currently experiencing a surge in patient volume. The BVI HSA advised the public that because of this high patient volume in the ER, wait times may be longer than usual. The authority says its medical team is working diligently to ensure that all patients are assessed and treated as quickly and as safely as possible. It is also asking that persons take note that patients with life-threatening or urgent conditions will be prioritized. The BVI HSA said further that members of the public with non-emergency concerns are encouraged to seek care at the Road Town Clinic located in the major Peebles wing. Marketing and Communications Manager at the BVI HSA, Damian Grunge, said that this is not new, but the authority is ensuring it is proactive in informing the public on what's taking place at the hospital.
And so we thought it best to inform the public that if they present to the emergency room, their wait time may be a bit longer than usual simply because we are experiencing a surge. So as you know, we're in the flu season, and this generally happens around this time every year, where we see an influx of patients. It is also why we are recommending that persons who are not really experiencing an emergency present to their community clinics for service, especially if they don't want to have an extended wait period in the emergency room. Because normally, once you're seeing more patients outside of the norm, then it is going to be considered a surge. And like I said, it is not anything new. It's just that we're taking a proactive approach to notify the community. And that is going to also help with the frustration that our clients would experience if they come and have to wait longer than usual. Usually, if the emergency room is blocked up with non-emergency cases, then you can understand when priority cases comes in, it may impact resources and personnel. And so that is why we want persons to be aware of the situation on hand, and also that they know that there are options available. We have the Road Town Clinic if you are accessing care in the Road Town area, and we also have clinics within the various communities if you need to visit your local health center.
Up next, fake website prompts warnings with probe underway by the government, and CLINE challenges Premier's decision to halt commerce in favor of Uber Soca Cruise. These and more stories after a word from our sponsors.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service. Alright, you enjoy the rest of it then. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come. Yes,
Good
Sonny.
morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut fun topic.
It's okay. I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you? Yes. You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Start the year off with more. More speed, more downloading, more savings, and more fire. CCT Fire Fiber Internet gives you the speed you need to keep the whole family connected. Packages starting at $119 with speeds from 300 megabytes per second, super fast, unlimited downloads, even more reliable connectivity, plus free live streaming TV for the family to enjoy. Sign up for the absolute best fiber internet service in the BVI, CCT Fire, and pay no installation fee. Plus, get CCT Live TV for free. You deserve more. Get more with CCT. Life Unlimited.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. The Virgin Islands government is warning the public about a fraudulent website impersonating official agencies and attempting to collect personal information, urging residents and visitors to avoid the site and report any suspicious online activity. According to the government of the Virgin Islands, the website www.bvima.uk is falsely claiming affiliation with the Virgin Islands Shipping and Maritime Authority and the government of the Virgin Islands. A linked page, bvima.uk/registration, references the BVI Tourism Act 2024 and instructs visitors to submit personal details, a requirement the government confirms does not exist. According to officials, preliminary reviews suggest that the site may be attempting to harvest personal data from unsuspecting users. Authorities are urging the public to remain vigilant and take the following precautions. 1. Avoid clicking on unfamiliar links or websites that claim government ties without verification. 2. Be cautious when opening unsolicited emails, especially those requesting personal information, payments, or login credentials. 3. Only trust information from official government websites ending in .gov or .vg, or other recognized government domains. 4. Report suspicious activity, including websites and emails, to the government's Department of Information Technology. Government departments have been notified of the fraudulent activity, and steps are being taken to file reports with international cybersecurity and anti-fraud agencies. Officials say they are actively monitoring the situation to prevent further incidents. The public is advised to use the following legitimate resources: bvi.gov.vg and bvimaritime.vg. Authorities stress the importance of reporting any suspicious online activity to help safeguard the community against cyber threats. In other news, talk show host Claude Skelton-Klein is questioning the wisdom and decision taken by Premier Dr. Natalia Wheatley to shut down parts of the economy in favor of the Uber Soca cruise in Road Town. Skelton-Klein, who was speaking on his radio program, Honestly Speaking, was addressing the revelry of 4,000 patrons from the Uber Soca cruise that took place on the streets of Road Town on Tuesday this week. He questioned if the Juve was intended to add some stimulus to the economy and why the rest of the economy could not have continued at the same time.
Now, it might seem ironic to some that I would be talking about this when it appears that the country is out on the streets in a soca, what do they call it? Soca cruise? Soca cruise. And, you know, there are those who are feeling conflicted about what's happening. There are those who think that the government has its priorities out of order. There are those who don't see anything wrong with it. And I'm not necessarily here to spend too much time on that, except to say a couple of things. Number one, I am not sure of the wisdom of shutting down the economy, particularly in times like these. I am not certain of the wisdom. One could argue that the Soca Cruise can serve as some stimuli in another area, but I don't know why the rest of the economy could not continue at the same time. I don't know why we couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time. I don't know why we can't bump and grind and still have our services and government functioning. I don't know that we have the luxury, given all that has transpired over the last 8 years, 7, 8 years, to pause education, etc.
In regional news, Jamaica is now experiencing an outbreak of leptospirosis. Minister for Health and Wellness there, Dr. Christopher Tufton, announced during a media briefing on Friday. Tufton said an assessment conducted with his team confirmed 9 cases and 28 suspected cases between October 30th and November 20th, 2025. According to the minister, there have been 6 deaths among the suspected cases, while there have been no deaths among the confirmed cases as yet. He explained the importance of the declaration, adding that it is not the government's intent to cause fear, but rather share information.
So this morning we announced a leptospirosis outbreak in Jamaica. This is a requirement when you have more cases than normal. But it is also normal to have more cases after major flooding events. And given the fact that Hurricane Melissa was a major flooding event, the worst we've ever had, then the solid waste, the debris, the rodents, rats, and other animals that are infected would contaminate water and food, and you expect more cases. So this is not to raise an alarm, but to give an advisory that Jamaicans, particularly those affected by flooding, should take care in terms of the food that you eat, store it in a safe place, the water that you drink, ensure it's clean, and the water and the debris that you interact with as you try to clean up after the storm. It's really about protecting yourself. We in government are out there. We're going to be providing information. Call the 888 One Love number if you need additional information. And we're working with other agencies like Solid Waste, Ministry of Labor, and other. So, leptospirosis, it can kill, but it can be treated. Take care of yourself as we seek to work together to recover stronger.
A total of 8 parishes have confirmed or suspected infections. These are St. Anne, St. Mary, St. James, Hanover, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, St. Catherine, and Trelawney, with additional cases now under investigation. Tufton urged the public to take immediate precautions, particularly given recent rainfall and flooding across several communities. Up next, PADMORE pushes stronger marine safety and new tools for BVI. This when To It For News returns.
Life is unpredictable, and when a storm is coming, having a plan can make all the difference.
We need a plan in case of a hurricane. Everyone, let's work together on this.
This is where we go in case if we need to evacuate. This is safe away from flood zones.
I will use this room as our secure space if we have to stay home.
Don't forget to save our local contacts and also our off-island contacts.
Right. And we need to have a plan for our pets too. They can't go to shelters, so we need a safe place for them.
In case we get separated, we should have a meeting spot. How about the community center?
That's good. And we can leave a note there too.
I feel safe knowing we have a plan.
With a plan, you're not just preparing for the worst, you're taking control of the situation. A message from the Department of Disaster Management and 284 Media.
My name's Henry Bosch. I work for PPG. I'm here to explain to you the use of the Deltron NXT paint line and Enviro-based high performance, one being solvent-borne and the next being waterborne. The difference is that one is totally manufactured with rosins and thinners and all the good stuff that solvents bring versus our new technology, which is waterborne, which is 100% latex. What we're gonna do is that we reduce the solvent-borne with a DT885, which is a mid-temp reducer, and the waterborne uses T494, which is a waterborne reducer. We will today be using either DCU 2042, which is a speed clear, or we will be using DCU 2021, which is a classic. We have here our equipment. We have 8-ounce measuring cups, and we also have our 32-ounce mixing cup. We will also have with us our Venturi. This is a blower for us to dry the waterborne paint, which speeds up the process. The good thing about waterborne paint is that as soon as it evaporates, you're good to go. So now Gilligan will dilute the waterborne paint with the waterborne reducer. We made 8 ounces, that would be 1.6 ounce. It always has to be properly mixed until we get an even mixture within the paint mixing cup. So when we spray, we don't see uneven coats of color. So right now we're filling our paint gun with 8 ounces of diluted paint. We're gonna see how far 8 ounces will take us. Waterborne paint seems to look blotchy on your first coat. Don't pay no mind to that. Don't try to achieve full coverage on your first spray. Excellent. Let it dry. So the process in waterborne is 2 even coats, and then we have what we call a dust coat. Well, now we're gonna have Mr. Brown apply the first coat of clear on his waterborne panel. We'll let it flash off, and then he'll come back and coat it with his second coat to finish it off. As you had seen in the previous shots, we had a little blotchiness, and you'll see some patches. That's all due on purpose to sandpaper to prove that with Enviro-based high performance, all technicians, the body work has to end at 800 grit or plus. Well, Enviro-based is like we're trying to shift everyone into that slowly but surely. The entire west coast of the United States and all of Canada has already been on waterborne for the past 10 years. And now soon it'll be the eastern seaboard, which covers the Caribbean. So when that happens, we'll all be affected. So it's best to start now, start trying and applying waterborne, because eventually everyone will be on it. And referring to technicians, it's less harmful because it doesn't have all the toxic chemicals that solvent-borne paints do.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us. Chief Marine Incident Investigator Jerome Padmore is urging stronger maritime safety measures across the territory, urging the 2025 North Sound Summit as he highlighted recent marine incidents and the need for better coordination, oversight, and public access to safety resources. Chief Marine Accident Investigator of the Marine Safety Investigation and Reporting Authority, Jerome Padmore, continues to spotlight the territory's growing need for strengthened maritime safety measures. He underscored this message during the 2025 North Sound Summit held on Mosquito Island recently. The summit marked the island's first year serving on the summit steering committee alongside Necker Island and Oil Nut Bay, private island developments within the Virgin Islands owned by Sir Richard Branson and David Johnson, respectively. The event convened leading stakeholders from the territory's premier tourism and marine sectors, further solidifying a shared commitment to guiding sustainable development within North Sound. This year's summit welcomed representatives from the Premier's office, including Mr. Padmore and Fisheries Manager Abby Christopher, and it was said that their participation underscored the government's strong and ongoing focus on maritime safety, responsible marine management, and environmental stewardship. Padmore's presentation focused on enhancing maritime safety throughout the territory, where he outlined the mandate of the Marine Safety Investigation and Reporting Authority, emphasizing its role in conducting independent, non-blame investigations into marine accidents to determine root causes and prevent future accidents. The CMAI addressed recent cases involving vessel collisions, capsizings, mooring failures, and navigational errors, several of which carry direct implications for operators and users of the North Sound. Padmore also announced the launch of the government's new official website, which includes a dedicated section for MSIRA at gov.vg/MSIRA, providing public access to safety reports, incident reporting tools, and educational resources. He stressed the importance of building a territory-wide safety culture, strengthening alignment with international standards established by the International Maritime Organization, and deepening communication between government bodies and private sector maritime stakeholders. The 4-hour summit also featured targeted discussions and networking luncheons, providing an opportunity for participants to collaborate on improving inter-island transportation, emergency response coordination, and visitor safety standards across the Virgin Islands. Stakeholders expressed strong support for continued partnership to ensure the North Sound remains safe, well-managed, and world-class as a maritime destination. In weather, a fresh surge of dry and stable air over the northeast Caribbean will keep shower activity at a minimum, bringing mostly fair weather across the Virgin Islands. Tonight, there is expected to be mostly fair weather with only a 10% chance of showers. Northeasterly winds will blow at 8 to 15 miles per hour, while seas remain slight to moderate at 2 to 4 feet. Sunrise tomorrow is at 6:28 a.m. And that's it for today's roundup. Be sure to follow us for news updates at 284media.com, like us on Facebook at 284media, and 284BVI on Instagram and X, formerly Twitter. I am Jacko Wooding Donovan, and I will see you again next week, so have yourself a safe and enjoyable holiday weekend. Goodbye.